Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You, and today you join me with an unboxing of the Daiwa Tournament 4-meter handle. Now there's a little bit of a heritage and a little bit of background that goes into this. So I obviously test a lot of landing net handles. I swap and change. Just had the Horizon 5.5 meter, great handle, not for me. I really liked the handle itself. It was really strong, robust, did everything that it needed to do. The only thing I didn't like about it is that it was in too many sections, and that I would have liked to have the end section with the butt cap so it protected it when I wanted to fish it shorter. I had to fish it with just effectively 2 sections of it put together, and that's the only thing I didn't like about it. But still a fantastic landing net handle, and probably the 4-meter one would have sufficed in that situation. But we're moving on to the tournament now. The heritage, the sort of backstory behind it is, when I started seriously getting back into fishing, I started doing a lot of matches and things. I bought the older version of the tournament and I loved it. I had it for a couple of years and I regretted selling it. And then obviously with the testing and things that move on, I had some great handles. The Preston was also one of my favourite handles, and then I stepped upon the Arity. Now the Arity just made me feel the exact same as when I had the tournament. There's just something around the balance, the finish, the length of how it's constructed that worked perfectly for me, and the Arity was a fantastic handle. I obviously swapped that for the Horizon because you guys were asking me about the Horizon and doing it, so I thought, let's get one, let's try it for a little bit of time. And like I said, the 4-meter may be for me, but the 5.5 just not for my needs. And then I've been in the shop today and they got the newer tournaments in. No, it's not brand new, it's not out this year, but the newer version of the one that I had, and that's what's sat in front of me. And I've picked it up. It's just brought me back to when I had it before, and why I bought it, and why it is one of my favourite all-time landing net handles. And it may seem a bit pedantic, a bit sad that we're talking about landing net handle like this, but I always go through, and every time we talk about it, every time I talk to people, the most underrated piece of equipment in fishing for me is a landing net handle. People spend thousands on all sorts of other stuff and then they'll get a cheap landing net handle. Don't do it. Get a better one. Not saying you have to go out and spend 135 quid. Now you can get fantastic handles from around 50, 60 quid, and if that's not your budget, look for second hand of a good handle. You know, the End Zone's a great handle. The Aquos is a great handle. You know, there's loads of cheaper but still decent handles that are made for carp and commercial fishing. This covers my commercial fishing, but it also goes up to that 4 meters, which can then do me my silver fishing in the winter, where I'm using a top 4 or I'm using a feeder rod at length, where I'm netting fish further away from me, and it just covers everything. It's so awesome. I can't wait to get it out and show you. And I know it's a bit sad. This one is 135 quid, so it's not the cheapest, but it's also not the most expensive out there. Sits in that middle bracket, but it is one of the premium landing net handles that are out there, as certainly Daiwa's most premium handle. The first thing, before we get it out, it comes in a case. You all know, if you know me by now, I like a case. I like things to stay safe, stay looked after for as much time as I can possibly can do while I'm owning them. As we know, I turn things over. Don't know if I'm going to be able to turn this over, I'll be honest, as it's just beautiful. But yes, I like a landing the handle to have either a case or a tube or both. The Horizon had a tube. This one has a case, and we'll take it straight out, and as you can see straight away, she is beautiful. It is so smooth and easy to ship out, and it just reminds me of the older one, but putting it together it's even better. So I'm going to get it to camera first and just give you a little rundown. So it's finished in that satin silver, and it's got a few little sort of lighter anecdotes on there. They've got the tournament 4-meter handle embossed in black, and a couple of little shinier bits there, and then the Daiwa logo, which is all smoked out in this silver, and a little smoked onto the end part. Just a lovely looking handle. And it's not all about look, it has to be functionality, and even down to the caps. Now the caps are obviously essential for things not bumping and scratching, but they have that nice soft rubberized feel rather than the cheaper hard rubber, which is more difficult to screw off sometimes. So we'll get it out first, and I'm just going to be careful with this because I have got gravel in my garden, so I'm just going to lay that one onto there, and we'll have a look at the individual sections before we put it together. So we have 2 sections plus the third to make 3 sections. Now this is what I like about it, and other people do it as well. For me, this is how it should be, and a 4-meter handle, that's how they should be. So they've got 2 sections, one which is thicker, as you can see at this side, and one which is thinner. Now the thicker one is what we would add on to the end section, which we'll show you, for your carp, your commercial, and your down the edge, your big munters. This one here, the thinner one, to make it to the 4 meters, would be for your smaller fish, and when you're fishing silverfish or natural venues at a longer distance. Now 4 meters for me is about enough for what I need to do, and we'll put it together as a 4 meter package first. And as you can see, it is beautiful. Let's put that end cap back on. And as you can see, it's absolutely stunning. It's so light and so balanced. I mean, it's just a lovely piece of kit. Super stiff, and that's even at the 4 meters. If I bring that back, and obviously we're going to put a net on to show you, and we take that off, and we put it at that length of which is mainly I'm going to fish it. It is rock solid. You can see it's a thick handle. I always pick it up at the splitter on the net as well, but it is just rock solid. And for me, this is the kind of thing that I'm on about. So with the other handle, this section didn't exist if I wanted to fish at this distance. It was just 2 sections like that, which is still fine, and I fished a lot of matches and stuff, and I do have a matrix roller behind me to cushion the back of my landing handle, which maybe seem a bit pedantic to a few people, but I really do like to look after my gear. So having it behind me just makes sure it's not scraping or scratching onto anything, and it looks after it. So some people might argue don't matter about that section, but to me it does. End of the day, you buy these kind of sections and there is an element of tackle tart around it. You do want it to look nice when it's laid on your rollers, and that is part of it. But I do like you've got that strength, and it's just a lovely slip down handle, absolutely perfect. Let's get some nets on and we'll have a look how it affects it in both lengths. Right boys, so we have the net on, so I'm going to hold it over the garden, hopefully you can see it. Super stiff, it just does nothing to it. I'm going to step slightly out of camera and waggle it in front of you, but you can see really stiff that, and just not affecting the balance or the lightness of the pole of the landing handle at all. Let's get that unscrewed and we'll stick this on the thinner section. And it's not saying that at the 4 meters you can't land any carp on it. I had the MAP 1001, which is as thin as that was, and that still landed a decent sized carp on no problem. What I am saying is that the most of the time I would use this is for smaller fish or winter carp or things like that. So even putting that at 4 meters, I'll stand behind first and show you. Just still super stiff. You can see still super stiff, super light. You know, you've got that one-handed, no problem. You can scoop that all day long, and it's just easy, as you would expect. And we'll just rest that on there for now while we finish off the video. So I'm telling you now, right, I test and have opinions on so many products, and so many people message me, comment and ask my advice on things, and depends what people think. You know, everybody has their own personal favourites to stuff, of course, and everybody always looks at the things that I get sent and things to test, and they assume that that's that brand and I'm all that brand. If you look at my gear, it's an eclectic mix of Matrix, MIDI, Daiwa and map. I have a multitude of things for what I feel does the best fishing for me, and that's what you should do. You should look at what fits your budget and fits how you want to fish and what is great for you. But on this one occasion, if you have the money, forget every landing net handle that you've ever used, thought about or picked up, and go and buy that Daiwa Tournament. I am telling you now, there is no better landing net handle on the market for the money than that handle. It is amazing. Yes, the 1001 is lighter, marginally though, is lighter, but it doesn't do the commercial that would do. That covers you for everything. It is the best, in my opinion, landing net handle, bar none, on the market. So if you ever come to me and you want to ask for my opinion on landing handles, that is the one I suggest you get if you have the money. There is lots of others. Come on our playlist and have a look through at ones that are on different budgets if you cannot afford that. I understand that everyone's got their own budget, but if you have got the budget, go and buy that handle. I'm telling you now, and that's from somebody that you all say I'm linked to other people. I am telling you now, that is the best by far on the market. So if you want to join us on the Facebook group and get involved with the everyday today, talking to us, putting on your posts, then go on Angling For You on Facebook. And if you want to go onto the Instagram, angling_for_you, and see what we're going up to, have a look at the pictures, then jump on there. Like I said, if you want to go on the playlist, we've got loads of match videos, we've got loads of features, we've got loads of things and back to basics. Or if it's equipment you just want to look through, we've got a whole section that's just on poles, or we have got one which is on a mixed around of array of different types of tackle, and I'll get you hopefully there'll be everything that you want. If not, just put it on here and you can come and see that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you could like, share and subscribe, and until the next one, guys, thank you very much for watching, and tight lines.